So the whole reason I'm making all these videos truly is to send good intentions and guidance and like with all of my deepest love for our youth and people that could use some guidance in their life. And I'm not perfect. Like I'll be the first person to tell you I am very far from perfect, but we do all need people in our lives. And it doesn't need to be me. Like there's so many people out there like giving their opinions. Everyone has an opinion. But the reality is that we are all on similar vibrations, especially if you're watching this. It means that you, for whatever reason, are on a similar vibration of me or a frequency. We're on a similar frequency for us to be sharing this time together right now through this video. So with that being said, my biggest goal with these is to give the youth hope. Like, hey, just because you're not TikTok famous, just because you're not an influencer, just because you're not 12 years old with millions of dollars doesn't mean you're a failure. What it means is that we're living in a comparison society where everything's keeping up with the Joneses and comparison this, he has that, they have this, she has this, where it's like, you know, there's that quote, comparison is the thief of joy. We all have it in our nature to compare, but that is where suffering lies. And with my opportunity to share the reality of the way I see things is like, we have to understand that we all need to work together to lift each other up and like lead with our best foot forward and like have the love and care in our hearts for one another. And like, obviously, yeah, we're all not perfect. We're going to piss people off. They're going to piss us off. But at the end of the day, like you have the ability to 99.9999% be a good person. And I want to talk a lot about passions and what your passions are and how there is nothing wrong with following your passions as long as it's not affecting anyone else in a bad way. You have the ability to go out there and do whatever you want. Like life is your blank art canvas and you can go out and do whatever you choose to do. If it speaks to you, go do it. You know, even if you're spending your time doing something that you love and it's, you know, going to make you half the money that you would be making if you were doing something that you hate, but you're stuck, you know, doing that thing that you hate. I'm picking the thing that's going to pay half that I love every day of the week. Like no question about it. And I think that society has kind of positioned our youth and people in general to think like it's, you know, money, end all be all, like this is all that matters. It's like, no, when you really wake up, like when I've meditated to the point to where I know that I'm seeing the clearest I can possibly see in reality, it's like, it's not about what, you know, like it's not about impressing those people. It's not, no one cares. Like even you think they care, you want people to care, but they don't care. And I've learned that in so many different aspects of my life where I'm realizing like, it's not that, you know, having sponsors at 12 years old, making so much money at like a, you know, as a kid and winning events and all this shit and all this pressure. Blah, blah, blah. This is pre-social media, by the way, but I felt all of this like, oh, you know, I got to do this because they care. I'm going to go out of my ego and like try to impress these people or blah, 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 blah. But that will never sustain and that will never get you to where you actually want to be because you're always in that constant chase. You're always wanting more. You're always seeking that validation. More. And the funny thing is that a lot of people will look at me and think that that's the cycle and that's the loop that I'm stuck in because, you know, like of some of the actions that I've done. And I can totally see where they're coming from. But in all reality, that could not be further from the truth. Like I kind of have woken up to see like things in a light where it's like certain things are experiments or whatnot. But we're kind of going off topic. What I'm really trying to say is that if you're passionate about something and you love that and your friends don't approve of that or your family, again, if you're not hurting anyone, go out and give it your all because this is your life. You're not supposed to do something in a certain way. You're not supposed to have this. You don't deserve that. No one owes you shit. You're not entitled. I mean, maybe you are entitled, but you're not entitled to anything. Like even if you're gifted millions of dollars or you're gifted the ability to have some opportunity that other people don't have, you cannot be proud of that at all. You can be grateful for it. You can be thankful, but you cannot be proud because you didn't work for it. You can be really proud of doing something that took your hard work, like spending thousands of hours on a painting or spending thousands of hours trying one trick, eating a ton, and then finally pulling it off, like finally getting it. I know what that feeling is like because I've literally beat myself to the ground and basically killed myself in the process multiple times going down that path, as I'm sure a lot of you have that are watching this, and you can be proud of that. You can be proud of like a trophy on the wall that you worked for, not one that you bought at the trophy store. You know, like that is stuff that you can look at and be like, I'm proud of that. Why? Because you should be the amount of proudness, the ability that you have to be proud is only a reflection of how hard you worked for it. So if you kind of worked for something, it's impossible to be as proud as if you literally gave everything, you gave your life for it and you got it. Then you're like, I'll look at that. Like I have certain things like memorabilia or like something that'll even just like a memory. And I'll look at that and I'll be like, I'm proud of that because I know what I went through to get that. But then there's something else where you're like, like that just worked out, whatever. I'm kind of proud of that, but I didn't work that hard. It's not the same. So what I'm saying is if you're passionate about something, figure out goals within those passions. That's the major differentiator between people that get what they want out of life and people that don't is goals. Like if you set a fucking goal and stick to it, and it's within your passion, so you actually care about it, then you will get what you want and you will be proud of that. And if you don't get what you want, you set out to do something that either you didn't actually believe in yourself or you didn't work hard enough to get it. So set a goal that's kind of just out of reach, but when you get there, you're like, whoa, I did it. Because it will come and you will get it. But when you're looking back on it, you want to make sure, one, you didn't waste your time, and two, you're proud of your work. Go get it.